Hey, this is Matt from Trivium. You're listening to the Psycho Realms on WMNF Tampa.
Here we go. Trivium. What's going on, dude?
Nothing much, man.
So how's the tour going?
It's been the best tour we've ever been on.
Really? Really? So how's the audience and the crowd been doing?
The best audience we've ever been on.
Dude, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Tell me about how the audience is doing.
Well, with every Trivium show we have, when it's our crowd, it's always, as good as the rest. No matter where we are in the world, it's pretty much the same. It's the same excitement. It's the same everything intensity. A lot of bands on metal tours was like, I want to see this. I want to see kids leaving on stretchers. We don't want to see that shit. We don't want anyone getting hurt. It's all about people having a good time with us. It's all about people smiling. That's kind of a weird thing to hear from a metal band, but we'd rather have people having a good time because that's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time with our fans. So however that means for the crowd to have the crowd to do it, we want them to have their good time in their own way. So it's pretty fucking intense, though.
So how about your training? When you were growing up and everything, listening to radio and everything, or listening to bands, what was your influence from Tampa, would you say?
Well, the thing is, I didn't get into metal till about 12. Before 12, I was into like whatever was on like radio. I was into like pop punk and stuff because Florida was a lot of pop punk, but I didn't even know what metal was. I got the Black Album when I was about 12, got into metal, joined the band at 12, joined Trivium at 12, and I've been in the band ever since. When I started getting extreme stuff, I got into it later. Obviously, the 90s was the death metal thing in Tampa, but I was like 7 years old. So
Yeah. But it still lasts, though.
Yeah. So I got into it later than the fact, but definitely, if you look at bands like Cannibal Corpse is a huge influence on us. A lot of the Tampa bands are huge influences on us, and so that's why every time we tour with these guys, we're good buddies with them nowadays. So it's really cool that they can see how we borrow from their influence, and maybe they get to see a younger band who's been fueled by some of what they do. Because we definitely got that low tuning thing in there, and the death metal screams is more from bands along the lines of death metal bands, but also mixed in a little bit like of Testament and Pantera and stuff like that. Because I'm not as low as some of the traditional death metal bands are, or that they should be. So it's definitely a really cool cycle the way it goes.
Well, another question that I have is like sometimes when you're down in the dumps and nothing's going right, when everything's going crappy and everything, what keeps you going? Just going, keep on touring, because I know shit happens. Shit happens.
For me, those days would have to be the days when we get to meet our fans, or we get to see them have, if we don't get to meet them in a meet and greet, it's seeing them have a good time at the shows. But there was one show where I was, we had so many technical difficulties, we still pulled through. We still kept, we never let the crowd see us sweat in that way. So we had this day where our bass player wasn't there, our guitar tech wasn't there, all the guitars broke, all the microphones broke, the drums broke, everything fucked up, I fucked up. So I was really bumming, but then I was able to meet the crowd afterwards. They're like, dudes, we've seen bands fuck up and dudes storm off stage and throw their microphones down and say, fuck it. But you guys, I air guitar that day because I didn't know what the hell to do. I sang without a microphone. So it's that kind of stuff. So they said it's really cool to see that we're just normal dudes, because that's what we are. That's what we always emphasize.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to be yourself.
We're just normal people who just happen to be in a band.
So what do you see in your future coming up?
Just keep going, man. This tour, I can't believe how big it's been for us. We knew it would be good, but the crowds have been ridiculous for us. I think that's thanks a lot to the Slipknot tour we just did. So these meet and greets, about half the people that are coming up there are like, man, the first time I saw you was with Slipknot. And the other half are people who've seen us. God, I've seen some people who've seen us like 20 times now. So it's really cool to see that balance, to see these newcomers coming out and these old people coming out. So it's definitely going great. There's this kind of energy going on between us and the crowd that we haven't had anything like this in the U.S. before. We've had it overseas, because in the UK it was the first country to really pick us up. We got a gold record over there and sold out tours over there. But it's starting to turn that way to the States now. The States is starting to get this kind of electric energy going on.
So how does your family feel about you touring?
Great. My dad's been managing the band since I was 12. And,
right.
My mom did our first Japanese tour with us to help translate. So they've been supporting the band since I was 12. So 11
So there's
years.
nothing wrong with it. The whole family's going along. And
yeah, they're all here today. And
well, there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's a family event. Yep. So Trivium, we're going to go and jam. You're at Mayhem Fest.
Yep.
There we go. Peace.